Libra, it's Marley from the Energy Boutique, bringing you your December energy forecast. So, of course, we coming out of November, out of that eclipse energy, out of the ups and downs, out of the shakeup, and we are crawling out of that darkness in order to step into the light. And of course, Sag season is exactly the light that we've been looking for. We're coming into December under the influence of Sag season, so a fire energy to your air, which, as long as you are keeping your ideas and your actions in balance, you should be able to actually feel a new spark, a new passion, a new desire be ignited within you. Now, on December 3rd, we have Neptune, ruler of dreams, ruler of soul self, ruler of intuition and our spiritual lives, going direct at 22 degrees in Pisces energy in its place of power. Now, Neptune has been in your sixth house of your day-to-day life, your daily routines, your health and wellness sector for quite some time. And now that we have had the last 5.5 months of absolute heaviness, absolute weighted spiritual life lessons, where we essentially had the rose-colored glasses slapped off of our face, a little bit of a bitch slap of reality. We had to deal with some very heavy topics and themes. Now that Neptune is going direct, we have a new sense of self, a new sense of confidence, of trust, of faith. We are redefining who it is that we are. We're reconnecting with our higher selves. We are tapping into a new level of creativity, and we are realigning with our dreams, with our mission, with our purpose. Now, having Neptune go direct in the sixth house means that you will likely be making some changes to your day-to-day life, to the tasks and chores that you pour into the roles and responsibilities of your daily life, mostly because you've outgrown a lot. We've seen a lot of endings take place. So this means that there's a brand new space for you to create a little bit more of a better routine for you to flow through your days with. The sixth house also has a huge emphasis on your health and wellness. And this may be time for you to kind of take note of what it is that you have been able to heal. Again, the Neptune and Pisces energy is very healing on a soul level and manifests in the physical body because of the healing work that we've done. The sixth house is also your mental health. And I feel like we're coming out of the dark pit. Things are going to get lighter and brighter, but you do need a spiritual practice in order to lean upon and provide yourself with a little bit of a safety net in order for you to take care of that mind, that body, that soul. On December 6th, we have Mercury, ruler of the mental plane, ruler of information and communication, moving into Capricorn energy. Now, this is a little bit of a heads up for you. All the Capricorn aspects that we are about to experience throughout the month of December will be illuminating your fourth house. Your fourth house is your home, your family dynamics, the foundation that you consider to be safe and secure and stable to actually live and heal in. The fourth house is also boundaries, where boundaries have been tested, maybe sometimes totally destroyed, and where new ones need to be implemented in order to protect yourself, especially where your emotions are concerned. Now, having Mercury move into Capricorn energy, we do tend to be a little bit more negative than normal, a little bit of a Debbie Downer, because we have to be serious and somber enough to examine what is working in our lives and what is not, especially in this fourth house, who is working with us and who is not. This is likely going to cut the bullshit. This is going to make us speak in a very logical, practical manner. We are looking to provide order to some of the things that have popped off and created a little bit of chaos, especially in our home and family dynamics. And in order for us to plan to move forward, we have to clean and cleanse the air of the past. Mercury being about information will likely change our perspectives a little bit, having a different understanding of some situations that have popped off, especially through eclipse season, and put us in a situation to kind of speak our truth in a very direct manner in order for us to examine what needs to be strengthened, what needs to be built, what needs to be talked about, what goals do we need to set, where do we have to communicate a little bit better. Keep in mind that the Capricorn energy is the manifesting energy, so we do have to be very careful on what it is that we focus on in our mental plane and what it is that we allow to leave our mouth, as words are spells and are very powerful. And especially when we are trying to have these heart-to-heart conversations in our home and in our family dynamics, we really do have to be very honest with what it is that we're thinking, what it is that we're feeling, and what it is that we are looking to build with one another. On December 7th, we have the full moon taking place in Gemini energy. This is at 16 degrees and will be meeting up with Mars, the god of war, who is retrograde in Gemini energy, also at 16 degrees. So a little bit of a flashback to May and June of this year when we had our new moon in Gemini, presented us with two different choice points, two paths, two directions. Of course, we were at odds between our heart and our head, not really knowing what the right choice was. We did lean into one choice, one path, one decision over the other. And now with the full moon, this is our halfway point to really examine whether or not we're still in alignment with this particular mission, with this particular purpose. Now, Gemini energy rules over the mental plane, so there's likely going to be a cluster F of energy in our headspace. It also rules over communication, and with Mars teaming up with this full moon, you best believe that we are going to see some aggressive communication. Yes, we have a new truth to speak. That's okay. We've been biting our tongue for far too long. We have a lot of built up resentment, a lot of built up anger, frustration, agitation that we have to get out of our bodies. We have to make a little bit of a mess in order for us to begin to clean this up. And this is going to be a prime opportunity to get a lot off of our chest. Now, this full moon in Gemini is an air energy, so it is going to feel a little bit comfortable to you, more so than other signs. But it's taking place in the 9th house of endings, completion point, of truth, of our intuition, kind of letting our intellect lead. And of course, that Mercury energy ruling over this Gemini full moon is all about the intellect. So we are going to have to kind of see the division between our intellect and our intuition, between our head space and our heart space. And we are going to have to align with our higher selves and really get clear on what it is that we want to see for ourselves and moving forward, and speak that truth regardless of how other people receive it. On December 9th, we have Venus, your ruler, moving into Capricorn energy. I'm not going to lie, this Capricorn energy doesn't normally feel too good to my Libran friends. It is an earth energy, so it's low and it's slow. It's a little bit negative. It's not the light and fluffy, shallow vibes that my Libra friends really kind of do well in. We have to get serious. We have to get somber. We have to think very long term, and we have to get down to the nitty gritty on what it is that we have to do to clean up the old in order to pursue the new. Now, Venus moving into Capricorn energy is also putting a true emphasis on this 4th house of home, of family dynamics, of boundaries, of safety, security, and stability, not only in our emotions, not only in our home space, but in our finances as well. So Venus, of course, wants us to kind of examine what makes us happy, where new values, new worth are emerging within ourselves, where it is that some relationships need to be let go of in order for us to have the time, the energy, the love and attention to pour into those that we deem to be of worth and value. We had a little bit of an empowerment story with Venus moving into Capricorn this time last year as she prepared to go retrograde. We entered into 2022 with a new sense of self, a new self-worth, a new value system, especially where our home and family is concerned. Now is the time to be a little bit reflective, to get in, I guess, the perspective of all that has changed in order to prepare for all the changes that we now want to make as we think long term and as we prepare to move into 2023. On the 20th, we have Jupiter moving back into Aries energy. This is the planet of growth, of expansion, of blessings, of abundance. And Lord knows we've been put through the ringer. Taking you back to May 10th, when Jupiter first entered into Aries, we tried to take action. We tried to make a move. We tried to bust out of our comfort zones. We tried to reinvent ourselves, and we didn't get very much time to do that before Jupiter went retrograde and slipped all the way back to the very beginning degrees of this Aries energy and move back into Pisces energy, giving us a little bit of a refresher of the pain, the trauma, and the amount of healing that we had to do over the course of the end of 2020 and, of course, the majority of 2021. So Jupiter entering into Aries energy. Again, Aries energy sits across from Libran energy, so there is a little bit of a confrontation, a little bit of an opposition here. However, Jupiter is a very positive planet, giving us lots of opportunities, and this is illuminating your 7th house. The 7th house is where Libra naturally rules over. It is partnerships. It is where it is that you share yourself with the world, with the people around you. It is about essentially where we're teaming up with other people in our lives and where it is that we need to balance the scales in our energetic exchanges. This does kind of speak volumes that you will see a lot of opportunity to really kind of pursue new passions, new desires with like-minded people, with the right kind of support system into play, and of course, with the kinds of people that are going to help support your dreams and desires instead of try to block and hinder them. On the 21st, we have the sun moving into Capricorn energy, initiating the winter solstice, again, adding some intensity to this fourth house. This is a time for us to get very real with cutting the cords on those that need to be let go of, some topics and themes that can be left in the past in order to strengthen, restructure, reorganize, rebuild the home, the family dynamic, and the boundaries that are needed in order to protect yourself and actually provide yourself with a safe place, regardless of who it is that you share time and space with. The Capricorn energy, again, manifesting energy. So we are thinking very long term on what it is that we want for our home and those in it. And we are going to have an extra opportunity to really set our sights on what it is that we want to bring to life on the 23rd with the new moon in Capricorn taking place at 1 degree, also in this fourth house. This is our second new moon in a 1 degree, which means that we are setting the tone and initiating our intentions on what it is that we want to experience for this next 2-year cycle. And where this is the fourth house, this is a new foundation under your feet, a new environment for you to feel safe in, new relationships for you to feel supported in. And of course, all of that requires you to put your foot down a little bit and create new boundaries in your personal relationships. Also on the 23rd, we have Chiron, the wounded healer, going direct in Aries energy, again, in your 7th house. You've done a lot of healing, especially where some wounds were accumulated through personal relationships over these last 5.5 months. And now it's time for you to move forward, kind of using what it is that you've learned, the knowledge, the wisdom that you've integrated into your being, the new identity that you have, the new way that you're going to present yourself in relationships. It's time to put that to work. This particular energy is going to make us a little bit more bold, a little bit more brave, and a little bit more courageous than normal to actually pursue new relationships that are going to kind of be like-minded, going to be encouraging, going to be supportive, and not continuously rip open the wounds that we've worked so hard to heal. The last thing we have going on this month is on the 29th, we have Mercury going retrograde in Capricorn energy in this fourth house. So yes, this is going to trigger some nostalgia. We have to be reflective. We have to examine what went wrong, who did what, where it is that our foundation of our home and our family got shook up to the point of damage and destruction, only for us to realize that we have to have the attitude of gratitude for these very tough love life lessons in order for us to see people's true colors, in order for us to see our placement in other people's lives, because with that information, we get to kind of plan and strategize a new path forward that is going to be more heart and soul centered than some of the foundations and relationships that were built before us that, of course, have become destroyed. Now, Mercury being retrograde is never fun, especially entering into a brand new year. Doesn't really feel fun, but a lot of the answers that we are seeking for our future plans are found in the past. And Mercury being in Capricorn energy, very low, very slow, very grounded, very connected to the foundations that we have gotten too used to, and where it is that there's been a shakeup, a breakup in order for us to grow and project ourselves onto a new path and direction, will provide us the insight that we need in order to strategize a better plan for ourselves moving into the new year. So a couple of messages that I would like to leave you with for you to focus on as you move throughout the month. Find your grounded point. Stand firm in your power. Recognize where it is that you've been a doormat, where it is that you've given your power away, and take that power back. It's time for you to reestablish your power, especially in your home, your family dynamics, your personal relationships, and how it is that you're sharing yourself with the world, with the people around you. Yes, this is going to create a little bit of a conflict in your heart space, in your head space, because you don't want to be the bad guy, but it is not being the bad guy when you're standing up and advocating for yourself. You may have a lot of competing thoughts, may have a lot of really harsh feelings come up for you as you examine where it is that you've endured the most pain, the most trauma from the people that you love. All of this isn't meant to put you in a state of pain and trauma and paralysis. It's not meant to drudge up the past. What it's meant to do is to inspire you and motivate you to begin again, for you to stand in your power, take control over your life, to teach people how it is that they are going to treat you from here, and to remove those people that do not respect your boundaries. You have the absolute power to initiate a brand new cycle. This is a great time to be reflective past over this past year, to see where the highs and lows were, to leave the emotional baggage in this year where it belongs. Please take the time to cleanse your soul, to cleanse your heart, to cleanse your spirit as you prepare to move into a brand new year where putting yourself at the top of the list and advocating for yourself is first and foremost. So that's all that I have for you this month, Libra. I hope you have a beautiful December, a happy holiday, whichever way you choose to celebrate it. And I hope that you really pour the time, the energy, the effort into yourself to clean the slate and prepare for a brand new beginning in 2023. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm sending you nothing but love, and we'll talk to you soon.